Now, typically on Tesla earnings day, I do not make a video before earnings because normally there's no reason for it. But this time may be a little bit different because we are getting some news about the $25,000 vehicle before Tesla's earnings. So if I can get this information to you as quickly as possible to let you guys come to maybe a better judgment on what could be in store for Tesla's earnings, I'm going to do exactly just that. So that's what we're going to get into here in this video. That's the only thing we're really going to cover. I will briefly go over again my expectations for earnings, but I think I've been more than 100% clear on what I expect for Tesla stock. So let's get into this information. Let's keep this one short, sweet, straight to the point, give you the information you need and none of the BS you don't. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and let's get started. This information was actually brought to my attention from Casey and Wally W in the trading community early in the morning when this news did come out. So shout out to you guys. If you would like to come join our group of over 200 different members, check out that link down below in the description of this video. So this article is from Electric. It came out at 5 o'clock in the morning this morning, and it says Tesla's next gen electric cars are coming in 2025, according to a supplier. Now, hopefully from the headline of that article, you can see just how important this video is heading into Tesla's earnings. Also worth mentioning, the most asked question by retail investors is represented by about 7.1 million Tesla shares. It says, given that you moved the start of the next generation compact vehicle production to Austin, has the timeline improved so that we might see the next generation platform vehicles in 2025? Now, 2025 is quicker, a lot quicker than even your bulls are expecting. Some of your most bullish analysts like Gene Munster and Dan Ives and some of these other well-known analysts that cover Tesla stock do not believe the $25,000 vehicle is coming in mass numbers until we get Giga Mexico fully ramped, fully able to produce a massive amount of vehicles. And that's not until 2027, maybe even like mid 2027 or 2028 until we're putting out some real numbers at that factory. Again, it all depends on the timeline of production, but 2025 is a lot faster than anyone is expecting, and I would imagine that would be big news for Tesla stock coming later today. I mean, there's always a chance that Elon says something along these lines, and I actually talked about this in the video last night as well, so I think it's pretty interesting. This news is coming out this morning, and yes, we're going to go through the article here, but Elon could say something along the lines of, yeah, we're already working on the next gen platform. We could start production by the end of this year, but expect larger numbers of production in 2025. That would, in my opinion, be a 10-15+% catalyst coming today. To the upside, of course. Okay, so this article says Tesla's next-gen electric cars, including the long-awaited $25,000 model, are coming in 2025, according to a new report based on sources from the automaker's supply chain. With a plan to build 20 million vehicles per year by the end of the decade, Tesla is going to need to expand its vehicle lineup quickly. It needs not only new vehicles in the lineup, but also cheaper vehicles. Now, I guess I did fail to mention this in the last video when I was specifically talking about the $25,000 vehicle, how this could be announced or at least strongly hinted towards maybe a launch the end of this year or 2025. I don't think Elon is going to say it's going to be available for everyone, right? I don't think Tesla wants to cannibalize the lower price Model 3s right now. I don't find that logical. I think Elon would say, yeah, we plan to launch that maybe in China or other markets that we are not currently in. That would be the best possible news because you don't want Wall Street thinking Tesla's going to cannibalize the Model 3, right? But if he specifically said it was, for regions in which Tesla's really not selling vehicles in now per se, at least to start for the first year or so, that would be really good news. This article goes on to say, for a few years now, Tesla has been teasing two next-generation electric vehicles, a smaller and cheaper electric car, commonly referred to as the $25,000 Tesla model, and new dedicated robotaxi, a vehicle designed from the ground up for autonomous driving without any pedals or steering wheel. Imagine that. If we were to get some kind of announcement on the robotaxi vehicle, because as you know, FSD V12 has started to launch to multiple different non-Tesla employee FSD drivers, including Holmar's catalog on X. So could Tesla be gearing up for a robotaxi launch the end of this year or 2025? Possibly. I think that's a little bit less likely than just the $25,000 commercial vehicle, right, for people and for third world countries, more or less. But it is a possibility, not something that I would necessarily assign a huge probability on, though. The article goes on to say the biggest question has been the timing. It's in fact the #1 most upvoted question asked by Tesla shareholders for the upcoming earnings call today. Now, Reuters claims to already have the answer. The publication released a new report today claiming to have supply chain sources that were told Tesla aims for their new cheaper model coming in mid-2025. Here is what Reuters says. It says, Tesla has told suppliers it wants to start production of a new mass-market electric vehicle codenamed Redwood in mid-2025, according to 4 people familiar with the matter, with 2 of them describing the model as a compact crossover. According to the report, Tesla has been talking to suppliers about a production of 10,000 vehicles per week, which adds up to an annualized rate of 500,000 vehicles. It's important to note that Tesla often aims for a vehicle production of roughly 85% of what it tells suppliers, though in this case, Tesla has signaled that it would be aiming for a much higher global production of its next generation vehicles in the millions of units, but that would come once the production has reached several of its factories. The automakers previously confirmed that its first 2 next generation vehicles will first be built at Gigafactory, Texas. And here is Electric's take on this situation. They say, we always take Reuters reports on Tesla with a grain of salt because they have been both wrong several times and have also been purposely misleading their readers with their Tesla reporting in the past. With that said, 2025 is a very likely timeline for the next gen vehicles, exactly what I believe as well. They say, I am interested in seeing if Tesla will answer the top question from shareholders today, as it generally doesn't make product announcements on earnings calls. Maybe this report is going to force it to. I don't know. Now, let's be 100% honest. I don't expect anything too definitive, right? I'm not expecting a month of production to start. I'm not expecting 100% clarity, but I do think it's a possibility that Elon does throw out, forward-looking statements about the next gen vehicle, saying perhaps they could start production by the end of this year. Keyword could, but expect a definitive production in 2025, to some point in 2025 to start production. I think the markets are at a place right now, specifically with Tesla stock, where everyone has counted Tesla out. If we were to get that news, and let's say Tesla were previously trading in the 250s or 260s, I don't think that would be seen as that big of news, right? That wouldn't be seen as the holy grail of good news. But when the stock has fallen about 21.5% heading into these earnings, that could be a 10 or 15% upside announcement, let alone anything else. So I do think the $25,000 vehicle, given the timeline, most people are not expecting until 2027. If something were to be announced along those lines today, which looks a little bit more likely now, given Reuters is reporting on it the day of Tesla earnings, then I think that could be big. Now, obviously, there are going to be other things to consider as well, like full year delivery guidance, full year margin guidance. There's other things that are going to be going on. But as long as nothing is utterly terrible, I believe Tesla stock is going to have a very solid after hours today and a very strong day coming tomorrow. I mean, the bulls and the bears are definitely fighting it out today. Take a look here at Tesla and what is going on just with the stock price. It is very, very volatile. You have already seen about 18 million shares trading hands in the first 27 minutes of trading. It is 9:57 at the time of recording this video. That is almost a million shares per minute that are trading hands. That's like 700,000 shares a minute. Wow. Yeah, expect a ton of volatility. I think Tesla stock can easily rally 10 to 15% on just better than feared earnings. And I continue to stand by that prediction. But that goes without saying, I could obviously be wrong, so come to your own conclusions. Now, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I think you have a pretty solid understanding of Tesla earnings, what we're expecting, what could move this stock. I just felt like I had to share this, or I should at least share this information with you before Tesla's earnings, so you can do what you will with that information, because I think that would be very positive if we get any announcement on the $25,000 vehicle. Now, with that being said, do you want to close us out, Khaleesi? No, not yet. Say Tesla to the moon, baby.
Tesla to the moon, baby.
Yeah. Hopefully she's our good luck charm today. If you guys have ever seen Game of Thrones, well, that's where she got her name, Khaleesi, from. So thank you guys for watching. And nonetheless, you guys have a great rest of your day. Get the F ready, and I will see you in the next one.